We want to get you back to this breaking news we've been following all morning for you. A shelter-in-place order now lifted in Weatherford. This after an ammonia leak overnight. We've been following this all morning. Authorities in Weatherford now say 36 people were taken to a hospital as a result of exposure.
Now, ammonia exposure is not something we see often or talk about too much, but a lot of questions about what this all means. So joining us now to tell us a little bit more about it is Dr. Ahmed from OU Health. Doctor, we want to welcome you in. Good morning. Can you hear us?
I can. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Thank you so much for being here. Let's start first by talking about ammonia in simplest terms. Explain what it is and why exposure to it can be dangerous.
So ammonia is a colorless gas. And so obviously you can smell it, but you really can't see it. And it's a gas that is used in fertilizers, it's used in plastics and dyes and textiles and pesticides. So it's used quite a bit in industry, and you'll see ammonia being transported on the roadways. And so it's pretty common in society to have ammonia and it being transported. But obviously, if there's an accident associated with it, it can cause some significant medical issues.
All right, doctor, now let's talk about how it impacts the body. Speaking of those medical issues, because we heard from first responders when they first got to the scene, they say that they could see people coming out of that immediate area having some respiratory issues. So is that pretty common here?
It is. So ammonia in the gas form can be very irritating to the eyes, to the nose, to the throat, to the respiratory tract, into the lungs. So it can cause significant breathing issues. It can cause also nausea and vomiting and abdominal discomfort. And ammonia can be especially irritating for people that have underlying lung disease like asthma or emphysema, where it can actually make it much worse. And so it can be a very obnoxious smell and irritant to kind of your face, your throat, lungs, and abdominal area.
Are there any long-term side effects from being exposed to ammonia?
So if it's a mild to moderate exposure, there are most likely not long-term side effects. Most symptoms subside in 24 to 48 hours. But if you have underlying diseases that can really be exacerbated by this, then you may have some longer-term effects or may require more prolonged medical attention. But a normal, healthy person, if they're taken away from the ammonia, get basic medical care, should do fine. But about 24 to 48 hours is the time that people need to be observed and monitored after a significant ammonia exposure.
All right, and last question here, because this, impacted the town of Weatherford. There was a shelter-in-place order earlier this morning. What would your message be to anyone concerned right now that they may have been exposed to this? What would you tell them?
So I think first and foremost is to obviously, stay away from that area. Monitor your symptoms. Most mild to moderate ammonia exposure just get better with time. But if you're not getting better, or if you have underlying medical conditions that can be worsened by this, I really encourage them to seek medical attention through their primary provider or seek care at a hospital. So it's mainly monitoring, being vigilant, and staying away from the area.
Finally, one last thing we want to ask you about. Can you tell us the difference between anhydrous ammonia and ammonia? These are different types. What do we need to know about that?
Yeah, so anhydrous ammonia, ammonia can come in a gas, but also can be the liquid form. And so if you come in contact with liquid ammonia, that causes more burns, irritation of the skin, damage directly to the skin. And so ammonia comes in a gas form, but also comes in a liquid form. And so the toxic exposures, there is some overlap, but also depends on kind of what type of ammonia you're exposed to.
All right, Dr. Ahmed, thank you so much for talking to us this morning, giving us this really helpful insight after what happened in Weatherford overnight. We appreciate that.